Greetings, everyone. I hope you're having a blessed day wherever you are. And if you are not feeling like today is a blessed day, I hope this message will help you in some way. Now, in this topic, we want to talk about maintaining a positive mindset or a positive outlook. And I'm going to say that, and it's an understatement to say it is not an easy thing. Anybody can tell you to be up and chirpy and cheerful when you have gone through the storm, when you think that your problems are over, when you look around the bend, they're coming, and you feel like they're constantly flowing in your life. Some of this has to do with physical, some have to do with spiritual. But at the end of the day, I want to say to you that the most important thing to do is to surround yourself with people who have a positive outcome in a kind of community, so that when you're going through the storm and you feel like ish, and you can't even bother talking to somebody who's going to tell you, oh, everything is going to be all right, but you still have to find somebody who is going to allow you to talk ish and say all kinds of things when you're angry, when you're hurt, when you're down and you're out. Because sometimes, just allowing yourself to say that one cuss word, sometimes allowing yourself to just shut that door and shut out the world, it is needed. So don't let someone tell you, oh, it's time to shake this off. Oh, it's time to do it this way, do it this way, do it that way. You want to be able to surround yourself with people who will allow you to cuss if you have to, who will allow you to just be yourself. And as they're listening and hearing you out, sometimes by the end of that conversation, you feel so much better and they never said anything. Or if they have something to contribute, is not to say, don't feel that way, because you're allowed to feel whichever way you feel. You're the one going through the hurt. You're the one who has been disappointed. You are the one that have been violated. And you know what? Sometimes it takes years. But in spite of that, we still have to get up, shake ourselves off. And this is where the positive mindset comes in. It doesn't mean that as soon as someone loses a loved one, you start to telling them, oh, they're on to a better place. Oh, better they're not in pain and suffering. That shut up and allow people to grieve their loved ones. Allow them to go through the mourning stage, or the stage when they come to acceptance of whatever situation they cannot change. Because listen, the things that bring us down to our knees and the things that make us feel so disappointed or so hurt, it requires time, and we have to go through the stages of grief, disappointment, and shock and fear and hurt, not necessarily in that, direction, but however you choose. If you want to be angry at first, if you want to, be in denial at first, it's up to you. It's your process. It's your grieving process. And do not surround yourself with people who want to tell you how they dealt with it, and therefore by extension you should deal with it that way. We all grieve differently. We all deal with our hurt and our pain differently. We all have a different tolerance level. So sometimes even people who are in bad relationships, it's easy for the person who might be stronger in that area. The person who walks away earlier from a bad relationship might think they're stronger than you, but there are other things that they're doing that you wouldn't tolerate, or you wouldn't even give a moment. So we have to give people grace, and we have to understand that we are all different mindset. One of the things I dislike is when I see, for example, someone doing a cooking video, and all of a sudden in the comment section, people saying, do it this way, do it that way, or why don't you do this way, or why don't you do it, You can't dictate how someone will respond to whatever circumstance or situation in their life. And if you have a history of being hurt and disappointed by people that you love, your grieving is going to look different from other people. But just because you feel like, okay, I'm at my threshold, my tolerance for this type of thing is low and I can no longer bear it. It doesn't mean that everyone else tolerance level is going to be as low as yours. So you have to be patient, not just with yourself, but with others. Grieving a loss, and it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a physical thing where someone that you love is sick. It's no joke. It's not for the faint of heart. And you can grieve something for many, many, many years, and you think that you're healed. And as we talk about this, I want to talk about the importance of healing and not allowing others to force you to, accept changes when you're not ready. And also talking about what you're going through as part of the healing process. And this is the problem. There are a lot of persons who don't understand that my hurt or my pain or my tears might not be something that you understand. But it might just be therapy for me. It crying, releasing, that those emotions helps you to heal. And if you don't have the right word to encourage somebody, just listen. Sometimes all you have to do is listen, but you can really aggravate and you can really upset somebody or make things worse by trying to give them a solution. And I understand we don't want to see our friends hurt. We don't want to see people that we care for, going through pain and suffering, but you can't stop it. All you can do is just listen. And if they are in financial need and you're able to assist them, that can help right away. But even then, sometimes the person might have financial needs, but when that's addressed, it doesn't take care of the thing that caused the financial situation. Do you understand? So as we ask for patience and understanding and, having a positive outlook, sometimes it's not easily harnessed. And I know that I'm a very strong person. And there are times when I literally break down and where that tears flow as a form of cleansing and healing. And so I would have to tell my people, step off and leave me during this time. Let me grieve. Let me moan. Let me talk to my God, because listen, no one sees and knows and hear my cries and understand it more than the great spirits. And when I cry to them and they don't come to my rescue right away, sometimes it's because I need to go through that process. Do you understand? That process of healing, that process of understanding why this thing had to happen to me so that I don't repeat it. And unfortunately, sometimes we do repeat it until we learn the lesson or get the message. All right. So for the person who is going through any loss, any grieving period, losing someone that meant so much to you, and it often causes you to analyze your own mortality, to stop and say, okay, what does this mean for me? Life is fleeting. I want to be able to go out and pursue whatever joy or happiness in my life. Sometimes you're grieving the loss of a friendship. OMG. And I always say a woman can hurt me far more than a man, especially someone that you love and you share certain delicate matters with. And you're there for them and they're there for you. And suddenly they betray you. It's not a nice thing. And it's understanding, because sometimes the relationship is one where it's at that road where it's time for you to go separate ways. So even that, as you're mourning a friendship or the loss of a relationship, understand that everything has an expiry date, including us as human beings. And we cannot continue to stay around people who mean us no good, or surround ourselves with people who doesn't understand how to love us. Yes, we have to love ourselves, but to create environments in which our love can exist. Okay? If you're going through something, I just want to say to you, you're not alone. And I want you to know that it's going to get better. And the thing you cry about today, you might laugh about it tomorrow. And the person that really hurt you today, trust and believe you will look back and say, thank you, goodness. Thank you, oh Spirit, for removing that individual. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Stay blessed, everyone.